Not even touching anything, as you can see.
It looks beautiful in this turbo blue color.
There we go. Bit of wheel spin there.
Today's launch is actually sponsored, which is crazy. Stay tuned.
Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm driving the 2022 Audi A3 courtesy of Audi Lebanon. I mean, it has a beautiful spec. It's called Turbo Blue. I'm very excited to check it out for you guys today. Now the plan for the day basically is to film the interior and exterior review for YouTube, some stuff for Instagram and TikTok, and then probably drive down to Shbel for lunch. So this is the plan for now. Hopefully the weather stays good today, but I wanted to do a brief walk around with you guys to show you what the A3 is all about. If you come closer towards the front, you'll notice the new honeycomb design structure towards the front. It's different from the previous bars that we have, the horizontal, and I think this looks way sportier and cleaner. These aren't actual grills, they're just there to look good. They're actual vents on the RS3, I believe, but I mean, on the A3 it's just a design accent, which I think is really neat. The LED lights, these are the updated LED lights, but I mean, on the A3 you'll notice the daytime running lights, it's just one light basically. On the S3 it's two, so note that. Down at the bottom you have these fake vents, unfortunately, but I mean, who cares? It's an A3, not the high performance versions. We're gonna comment on the S3 soon when we take it.
So I wanted to show you a POV look at this rear end. First of all, I really like the side profile. We have 18-inch rims on this S-Line Audi A3, and they do look amazing with those grey accents over there. Take a look at that. If you come closer towards the back, you can see we have sequential LED lights, and they do look amazing. As an example, obviously these are the upgraded lights. You'll notice the design over here looks a lot like the previous generation. The chunk, it hasn't changed much, which is good. And you can see the emblems, 35 TFSI. 35 doesn't mean much like it did previously on Audis. We have fake vents, unfortunately, over here with the parking sensors, and fake exhaust tips, only there to accumulate dust, which is a shame. But I mean, I like the design that you got over here, and take a look at that. We can see the exhaust is over there because it's actually dripping water. But I mean, what do you guys think of the design? It looks way more premium than it did previously. I mean, don't forget, this is just the A3, not even the A4. So let me know what you guys think.
So there are a few ways to open up the trunk of the A3, either through the key or by pressing under the Audi logo, or simply kicking. Take a look at that. It's not actually electric, which is good to note. I mean, take a look at that. You have these springs that push it up. And if you come closer towards the trunk, we have 425 liters of space. As you can see, I have my tripod with a bag, and that's basically it. And down below, we have a spare tire. I just messed up everything, but I mean, there's that. All right, so jumping inside the 2022 Audi A3, I'll have to comment that the interior feels very premium. I mean, I don't usually expect that in an A3. It's so much more upmarket. The tech inside is really top notch. I mean, it's the same tech that you get all across the Audi models. And it even looks a lot like the e-tron GT I filmed a couple months back. I forgot to edit that video, but I mean, we have the A3 now, so there's that. You'll notice we have a new design for the center console with the gear selection over here. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it, but I mean, I'll get used to it, I guess. The only thing I don't really like, we're starting a bit with the negatives right now, is this touch-sensitive volume adjustment thing for the mute and the seek tracks and whatnot. I just wish they just had a knob that would be much easier, because the driver actually has volume adjustments on the steering wheel. These are just for the passenger, and I'm not sure how intuitive it would be, you know, just simply swipe your finger on it. Anyways, it has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is really good. Apple CarPlay looks amazing on this car. Very high quality screen, by the way. And you have these drive mode selectors over here, the buttons and whatnot. I'm gonna show you more of that with the POV tour of this car. And one last thing I wanted to comment on are those seats. They are the upgraded S-Line leather seats, and they're gray. I really like the way they look. They're pretty adjustable. The driver's seat is electrically adjusted, and you can see we have an extension over here for your feet. I mean, they do feel pretty comfortable, especially while cruising on the motorway, and they do support you pretty well with the bolsters on the side. I mean, let's go ahead and show you the rest of the vehicle.
And so here's a POV tour inside the 2022 Audi A3. I mean, take a look at how beautiful that interior is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is the previous generation steering wheel. But I mean, it still looks amazing on this new model. We have plastic paddle shifters behind it. These controls obviously control the instrument panel. Now, this is not the upgraded one, so you don't have navigation. And this view button simply does that. You can see scrolling through Apple CarPlay or your phone and whatnot. And over here you can see scrolling through the different modes available. On the right, this is your shortcut button. You can preset it to whatever you want through the screen. I'm going to show you that in a second with the voice command and phone. And I feel like not a lot of people comment on that, but I love this light that you get for the temperature and for the fuel level over there. I mean, I feel like it's a very smart feature. I've seen it across all VW products basically, but I mean, it's worth mentioning. On the left, you have your headlight commands, and they're actually touch sensitive. And what I mean by that is that when you simply put your finger on it, take a look at that, you're gonna notice when pressing which lights you're selecting basically. I mean, that's pretty neat with your fog lamps over here. I mean, you'll notice that. The door handle, as I mentioned, take a look at that. Intriguing design, and I like how it flows seamlessly with the trim. Actually, this is ambient lighting, which is cool, locking and unlocking the vehicle. And again, I'm a big fan of these great accents that you get. Plastic controls for the windows, unfortunately, but I mean, it's all right. You have the trunk release with a cubby space. We have one cup holder with, I mean, small storage space. And so coming on to the center, this is the native Audi MMI system, and it's a pretty responsive screen, honestly, very high quality, especially in Apple CarPlay. I mean, take a look at how beautiful that screen looks. But anyways, if we come back to the main screen, go to car, because I believe this is the most exciting over here. We have Audi Drive Select, which you can control obviously with this button over here. Efficiency, comfort, auto, dynamic, and individual. Pressing on individual to change the steering basically. And the drive system, that's it. Not a lot of menus to scroll through, like on the e-tron GT we had a look at. And then lights and vision. I'm not really sure why the ambient lighting isn't showing much right now. I mean, this is ambient lighting, and I currently have it on this orange color, but I mean, it's not as pronounced as I have imagined. And so coming down to the climate control screen, you can see pressing on off to turn it on, or simply using this to change the mode. Take a look at that. It's a dual zone climate control, as you can see from here, with your defrost buttons and whatnot. I mean, it's a very intuitive and easy system to use. They did a great job with that. Again, as you mentioned, the drive select, traction control, start stop, parking sensors, and park assist. All right, so to engage the park assist, first of all, you choose which type of parking you want. We're gonna do parallel parking. Go into drive and operate the brakes yourself. So that's important. Don't let it go crazy. There we go. Not even touching anything, as you can see. I'm not too sure how much I trust this system, but I mean, it's doing a great job right now. Alright, select forward gear. That is very smooth. Reverse gear. Great job, Audi. Nice job. Now we need to get out of this parking space, and because it's a tight fit, I'm gonna let Audi do its thing. Press right here, start automatic unparking procedure. It's gonna do a pretty good job at getting us out. Unless we hit it, then it's not a great job. Still going. All right, the reverse. There we go. How cool is that? Bro, it always amazes me how this technology works. And we're out. Sweet. You can see we have wireless phone charging, which is really cool, with 2 USB-C ports. Take a look at that. And then here is the thing that I'm not really sure of. I mean, it's pretty empty. Maybe it's, you know, part of the minimalist design. Let's just turn off the climate control. So you have your start stop, your gear selection. You can see putting my foot on the brake. You do that to go into drive, reverse, one press for neutral, and whatnot. And you can see when going into reverse, we have the backup camera. And the camera is of very high quality, actually. So big thumbs up. And you can see the sensors for that. So just put it back into park. This is something that I'm not sure about. And it's, you can see how I can scroll through here to change the volume, maybe mute, to seek track. It's not very intuitive. I'm not really sure why they went for that, but I mean, I'm not gonna throw much hate at it anymore. You guys may like it. Electronic parking brake, 12-volt power outlet, very weird placement for that, but I mean, I guess it works. And you have 2 cup holders, apart from the key, with a small cubby space for probably your key, if you didn't have, you know, all these stuff attached to it. Opening up the center console, you can see how it opens up. It's pretty small, it's tiny actually, but I mean, you can fit maybe gum, keys, and whatnot. And you can see I love this trim over here with the Audi emblem. Take a look at that. What do you guys think of the overall design inside the new Audi A3?
So we're gonna start off the drive by doing a launch control. Now I know we have a small 1.4 liter engine, but I mean, it's gonna be fun to launch it. So manual shifting, dynamic mode, brake boost. There we go. Bit of wheel spin there. Come on, A3. 80 kilometers an hour. I'm running out of space, but I mean, it accelerates pretty nicely. The car is very fun to drive. I love front wheel drive vehicles. It's actually very smooth on the bumps. It's actually smoother than my BMW E90, which is interesting to note. Going on, you know, road imperfections and whatnot, it's pretty smooth and soft. Now we're getting to some exciting bits over here on this road. Again, manual shifting, dynamic mode. Accelerate, come on. Understeer there. Now, obviously we don't have that much power. We have 240 Newton meters of torque, but I mean, it's honestly fair. I mean, I can only imagine how fun the S3 or RS3 would be to drive if this base A3 has a bit of punch. And this is not the larger engine. This is, you know, the base 1.4 liter engine that Audi offers with the A3. And so, as you can see, really punchy, really fun to drive. And because it's lightweight, accelerating, the steering feels, oof, it's so nimble. For example, look, with slightly turning, you'll notice we have a lot of feedback from the wheel. The seats are actually pretty comfortable. They're supportive. As I mentioned, these are the S-line seats, the upgraded leather seats. Come on. You know, when you really push it, the car does respond pretty well. You know, if you want to overtake, the car is there with the power. Now, obviously, when you go slightly on the higher RPMs, you don't have much torque left. So there's a bit of, you know, the torque peaks and then it falls down. But I mean, for now, that's all you need, honestly. It's an A3 and it's pretty stable, no body roll. So other things I love in this car is the digital screen. It's very high quality and it's really easy to use and to read. The information is displayed beautifully and I love the colors of that screen. Now, since we're actually shifting manually right now, I wanted to comment on this dual clutch gearbox that we have, Audi's S-Tronic. It's pretty fast, but I mean, when downshifting, for example, fourth, third, you can see a bit how it jerks. This is me maybe nitpicking. I thought it would be a smoother shift, especially in manual. In automatic, you don't even feel it shifting, which is honestly great. It's a very smooth car. I mean, I'm only picking up those tiny details that personally I feel like I wouldn't, or I mean, I would have expected better. So guys, that's gonna be it for the Audi A3. Huge thanks to Audi Lebanon for providing me with this car to drive it. I really enjoyed going on these mountain roads with this car, and huge thanks to Burger King for today's lunch. I mean, it's crazy. We had lunch, you know, next to the beach in Jbel, so I'm grateful for that. And I guess that's gonna be it. Follow me on Instagram for more behind the scenes. And until then, take care, everybody. See you soon.